So welcome to this evening meditation. We are all gathering here at this time to practice meditation, supporting one another, building this environment for the conducive practice. We're all a psychological being, needs a support to one another to grow, to develop, and to get the success, whether it is on a meditation or whether it is any other jobs. So this is a moment of a practice of a meditation. So making sure you are sitting comfortably, upright position, freeing yourself from all the other distractions or any activities that you are doing, then just leave it and solely leave it for the practice of a meditation. And making sure that how long you would like to continue practicing meditation, whether it is only for 10 minutes, 20 minutes or 30 minutes. And once you have motivated or checked your intention to practice, then relax the entire body and the mind. Bring your attention to the moment here and now. And if your mind is still restless, spend some time taking a long breath and relax the entire body, finding the object and resting, knowing on the object of a meditation. We need to remember that the characteristics of the mindfulness is not wobbly or not floating away. The simile is given. It's like the pumpkin, hollow pumpkin will float along the river on the surface of the water. So our mind should not be floating away along with the thoughts or the any experiences or any distractions. But it needs to be like a stone, fully absorbed and aware entirety of the object. So this is the characteristics of the mindfulness. Ability to know in its entirety whichever object that you have chosen to pay attention to begin with. Let's say it is a breath, incoming breath and outgoing breath, or abdomen rising, falling, making sure whichever object that you have chosen as a primary object of a concentration, making sure that you are not moving one object to another as you please at any time, but making sure that you have a very strong mind to be able to mindful on the chosen object. So not a wobbly, but strongly absorbed on the object. So breath, if you are comfortable with the breath, then as each breath coming in and each breath going out, you need to be mindful of it without missing. Similarly, if you are comfortable with the rising, falling of the abdomen, then again you need to be very mindful as it rises, as it falls, and consciously, with your clear consciousness ability to note it as it happens. So breathing in, you know that breathing in, breathing out, you know that breathing out. Rising, you know it's rising, falling, you know it's falling, or simply noting it as rising, rising, falling, falling. And this is the first thing to remember and continue practicing, is no wobbly once you have chosen the object, not floating away along with the distractions or not moving one to another. The continuation of paying attention to the chosen object is the key for the success of a meditation. And the second thing that one has to be mindful of in the practice of a meditation is that there is no confusion. There is no confusion that you have chosen to pay attention to the breath and aware of that breath, or after a couple of breaths you have a thought or you have a intention to move to the rising, falling. You need to be very firm in your decision which one you want to pay attention to, and stick with that. That is known as the no confusion in the practice. So you have chosen to pay attention to the breath, then just be with the breath. Do not be confused. Or if you have chosen to the rising, falling of abdomen, then stay with it. Or you have chosen to just keep your mind on the central of the body, then just leave that in the central of the body and aware of as it takes place, as it happens. And the third thing that one has to be mindful in the practice of a mindfulness meditation is that noting mind should be synchronized with the functioning object. Suppose you are breathing in, a conscious mind should be able to consciously pay attention to and make a note of it that I am breathing in. And similarly, breathing out, I know that I am breathing out. I should be synchronized and not one after another. In a relation similar to the rising, falling of abdomen, when it is rising, you're able to make a mental note of the rising, and you're able to make a note of a falling as it falls, not one or another. Should be matched or should be synchronized. It's like hitting a nail. The hammer and the nail should be matched, only then it penetrates through the wood. And similarly, when the mind distracted, thoughts arises, or any pain or a sound arises, at that time you need to be able to make a mental note as it happens immediately, synchronizing with it. When you are hearing the sound, ability to make a mental note of this, hearing a sound as a hearing, matching it as it happens, not one or another. And this moment by moment ability to be mindful of that helps to develop the momentary concentration, and if you able to maintain that consistency gradually, you will be able to hang on with it. And gradually developing your concentration, and along with that you will be able to comprehend on things the way it arises. One more important thing to be mindful of when we're practicing meditation is that you need to face with the object, not by thinking but by feeling, but by experiencing as it happens, as it takes place. There is no thinking process at all. It's not about the brain, it's about the feeling, it's about experiencing in the present moment what is happening, and you are there face to face, facing it. So when breathing in, you're faced with the breathing in, watching very closely, knowing it as it happens, and breathing out again, it's happening in front of your eyes. You're face to face with this process of incoming and outgoing, or rising and falling. And with this, coming into the face to face regularly, urgently, continuously, helps to protect from arising any unwholesome thoughts, or any chance that the mind will creep away to something else, or to distractions. So the protection is there. And with this qualities fulfilling, what happens is that mind becomes calmer, attains serenity, and then, because we are not fixing our mind onto any objects, it helps us to understand that things changes moment by moment. One thing arises, another thing disappears, and one thing arises. Well, upada titi bhanga, arising, remaining for a while, and then pass it away. And this is the natural phenomena you will be able to notice, understand, and realize it. So with this in mind, if you are paying attention to the breath, making sure that you are fully onto it, there is no confusion, an ability to make a mental note as it happens, and you are face to face with it. So knowing in this way, and guarding it all the time like a doorkeeper. So continue practicing in this way until you hear the gong. So diligently, persistently, with a great faith and with the wholesome kusala chetanas, with the intention of a wholesome things, with the thought of or intention to develop your mindfulness and awareness and wisdom. So continue practicing diligently until you hear the gong. Now relax yourself and we'll practice the loving kindness meditation. Bring your attention to the body, aware of sensations in your body. Whatever sensations are there, be mindful of that. And to your heart, aware of sensations in your heart, and generating loving kindness and compassion to yourself. May I be well, may I be happy, may I be at peace, may I be free from suffering, may I be free from troubles of body and mind. May I be able to maintain my happiness. And similarly, sharing loving kindness and compassion to all other sentient beings, starting from near dear one, visible and invisible beings here in this room, in this country, on earth, in the universe. Whatever beings there are, may they be well, may they be happy, may they be at peace. May they be free from suffering. May they be free from hatefulness, hatred, calamities. May they be free from troubles of body and mind. May they be free from all the dangers. May they be liberated. Spend a few moments on the breath, incoming, outgoing, and as you hear the gong, slowly coming out from meditation at the third gong, reflecting for a while. Sadhu. Let's pay respect to the Buddha Dhamma Sangha.